I'll tell you something interesting. This is a memorable date. This is 49 years since January 1973 when I first started teaching undergraduate students. So I was a PGY1 trainee at Johns Hopkins the first year of my pathology training. And I was on my cytology rotation that January.
Right.
And I took 5 Oberlin College undergraduate students to basically teach them about medicine and life in general while Johns Hopkins was training me in pathology. And my mentor, my boss, Robert Heptonstall, thought that this was such a cool thing. No trainee had ever done anything remotely like this before. And he said I should continue it. He made fun of the students a little bit, calling them the children, but still, I continued that my whole time at Johns Hopkins and basically since then. So like the students now are a direct part of that legacy from
Yes.
January 73 to here now. How about that, eh? So,
Well, congratulations, Dr. Solez. Amazing. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm also starting my own sort of legacy. It was me, now my sister, and then my cousin, and hopefully our youngest sister and our younger cousins as they move.
A whole bunch.
Yeah, it's really untested, isn't it? What kind of aberration this will create in the entire family.
Precisely, yeah. All my parents know about it. My cousin's parents know about it. The entire lineage knows about it.
Yeah, and every time you see a sort of depiction of those electric carts in airports, you can think of Amir and me spending that night at Pearson Airport, where that was the only place we could sleep.
We were just in sorry to interrupt. We were just in Vancouver a couple of days ago, and traveling back, we had an early morning flight, and there are all those carts laid out.
Right.
And right to thought right away, I was like, oh, me and Dr. Solez. There it is.
Yeah. And you consistently reported that you were having a good time in a circumstance that I think it would be hard for most people to enjoy those kinds of shared experiences. Yeah.
I had to make the best out of it for sure. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So my other major influence was Artists&Art. In November 2005, I visited Leonard Cohen and had quite an impact on both me and him, I think, when he won the Canadian Songwriters Hall of Fame award the next year. He talked about living life with microscopic precision, which is exactly what we had talked about. And when Leonard Cohen died in 2016, and then there was a memorial service in 2017, big oversized program. And that program contained many things, but only one page of his notebooks. And that happened to be the page that reflected his reaction to my visit in 2005 and the first draft of the lyrics for the song that became the song Treaty, the best song on the final album. And it was kind of amusing. That first draft wasn't very good because he was too influenced by Banff borderline. We talked a lot about borderline rejection in the Banff classification, and he was quite fascinated by that concept. And so originally, borderline was in those lyrics 5 times, but in the final version, it's only in the final line. So go through the entire song, and then in the final line, that still contains the one remaining borderline.
We were broken then, but now we're borderline.
So anyway, I was heavily influenced by artists, and of course, Mallory Chipman and I have created the Entity of the Future and all that jazz between semesters of the course, the Technology and Future of Medicine course. And yeah, so that's a very important part of my life. And so it came as an astounding revelation to me during the preparation of final submission of a grant proposal recently, trying to find room to express all our big ideas. And the final proposal was to remove all young people and artists and art. And that would give us the room to put these big ideas in their full manifestation. And I couldn't believe such a thing. I don't think it would have worked. The adjudicators would have said, well, this is Kim Solez. How could you have written a grant without anything about young people, artists, or art? This is not possible. It's not credible. So anyway, we didn't do that. We didn't make that switch. We didn't put in every iota about those big ideas. We instead left that part of the grant a bit unfinished and kept in the young people and the artists and the art. So anyway, I think that's exactly as it should have been. And I think that probably the adjudicators on the grant will also think that that's the way those decisions should have been made. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to tell you. Thanks very much.